everyone, Kelly here, and welcome to the first day of Bookmas. And what's going to happen is for the 12 days of Christmas from December 25th through January 5th, I'm going to do one video a day, and these are going to be my end of year wrap up kind of goals and thoughts for 2023. All of that over the next 12 days. So that'll include like anticipated releases for 2023, my favorite books of the year, my least favorite books of the year, books that I have gotten, like a book haul, like a Christmas book haul, things like that. All of my plans for January of like the series I want to continue, my January TBR, all of that is going to happen over the next 12 days. So we're going to kick this off today with my goals for 2023. Now, normally I would go back and review my goals from the previous year, but we're going to just pretend that I didn't make any goals in 2022 because I just did not focus on them at all. And I'm just hoping we're going to start fresh with a new year. And I have made just 4 goals that are very kind of general type goals for the most part that I'm hoping that I can accomplish in 2023. So my first goal is that I want to focus on series. Now, I did make this a goal for 2022, and I didn't do it very well because I ended up only reading 10 books that continue in a series this year. I read some that were first in a series, started plenty of new series, but in terms of like finishing series or continuing series, only 10 books, which is not great. So I want to do better than that in 2023. And you'll see a video coming up soon of all the series I want to like finish in 2023 so that hopefully I can do better at this goal in the next year. And then my second goal is to read more of the books that I own physically. And I did fairly good with this in 2022, but I want to do a more higher percentage. So in 2022, 45% of the books that I read were books I owned. And so the rest were like from the library or online, ebook or audiobooks. And so in 2023, I would like it to be closer to 65% of my books are the ones I read physically. I own a lot of books physically, and I just would like to have read more of them. And so I just want to make that more of a percentage. Even if I buy new books in 2023, that would count. So like in a given month, I just want to kind of make sure my average in each month is around 65% of the books that I read have come off of my shelf. And one of the ways I want to do that is to kind of give myself a checklist. I did this a couple years ago where I did the Build Your Library Reading Challenge. I'll put a picture of their checklist here. And this is it's a website for homeschooling, but she also just has a YouTube channel as well, which I'll link her YouTube channel down below where she announces this, and you can, if you want to do the challenge as well. And this year her challenge is all focused on nature themed books and science themed books. And I think that's really great. So yes, it'll mean reading some more science fiction, but they don't have to be science fiction because like if a prompt is something like read about a scientist, that could be a nonfiction as well, or it could be a fiction that involves a main character that is a scientist, but it doesn't have to be science fiction. Things like that can be interpreted in different ways, but I just like that theme that it's kind of like nature and science focused. And I think there's like 45 things on this list, and so I would like to try to do this checklist just off of books that I own, and that'll help lead me towards reading more of the books and meeting that 65% of books read from my shelf. My next goal is to just read 2 large tomes in 2023, so 2 large books. And I think that this is a goal that will be achievable because when I look at 2022, I in this year finished Les Mis, which is like over 1,000 pages. And it took me the entire year to read it, but I did it. And then the other one was The Count of Monte Cristo, which is also like, I think around 1,000 pages. And I read that over the summer, so over 3 months. And I found that reading these large tomes over a longer period of time was really manageable. So I think that I can do this in 2023 where I read 2 large tomes again. And maybe I'll take a whole year to read one of them, or maybe I'll take 3 months for each of them. However, I'm not gonna worry about reading them in a specific amount of time. I can take my time with them, and I'm not assigning myself specific tomes at this point. I thought that maybe I would do one that's fiction, so maybe I'll pick up something like East of Eden by Steinbeck, which I've been thinking I wanted to read, and then maybe a nonfiction book. Like I have several large nonfiction books. Like I have a biography on Leonardo da Vinci, which is fairly large, and also the book Stamped is a really large nonfiction, so something like that. So I think maybe one fiction and one nonfiction large book, and just take my time doing them over the course of 2023. And then my last goal is more dedicated towards my channel and reviewing. And that is, I just want to do better at reviewing books on Goodreads or maybe Storygraph. I think I'm going to get a Storygraph account this year, but reviewing books on one of those sites, and then also recording individual reviews again. I just really did not do good at either of those things in 2022. I just had a harder time keeping up with my actual reviewing this year, and it's just something I want to focus on, because I know, like, when I want to read a book, I look up what my friends thought about that book. I look up their written reviews, or if they made an individual review video about it. And so I want to be that resource for other readers as well. And, you know, I rely so much on reviews to pick my books that it seems kind of unfair that I'm not writing reviews. Like, yes, I'm putting them on Goodreads and giving them a star rating, but I'm not detailing like what I liked about a book or what I didn't like about it. And I want to do better at that in order to like share that with other readers. So those are my goals. 4 goals, so not like going wild on creating goals, but there are things that I would really think will help me to, you know, accomplish some things that I've started. So like finishing off series or continuing series and reading some of those books that I've already bought, and like the large books I've already bought, and sharing like my thoughts with everybody else in the community. So those are my goals for 2023. Let me know if you have any goals for the upcoming year, and I'll see you in the next few days for my end of year wrap-up videos. Bye.